Hey everyone, and welcome to Getting Rowdy with the Gaudie. I'm your host, Josh.
And I'm Miles. Good afternoon, everyone.
Andrew is not here yet, but he may come at a later point. It's been almost 2 months, or about a month and a half since we last recorded. We're quite keen to kind of get back in the swing of things, and we're going to kind of update some of the things that are going on around the university with the different cuts, especially with the languages campaign, and go over some fun awards that we won at the SPA regional as well. Miles, we'll go over to you first because I know you have had a really good view of the different campaigns going on at the university. So maybe just explain a wee bit about what's happened in the last 2 months since we recorded.
Yeah, I'll do my best to keep this short because it is quite a while since we last recorded. So I think we were just between the Senate meeting and the court meeting. Listeners will remember when our last episode came out. So that court meeting did go ahead on the 12th of December. And just to remind sort of listeners what the university court is, it's kind of like the board of directors, like what the board of directors would be to a company is what the university court is to the university. So it has senior management and then a bunch of external people and some student reps on it. And there was sort of a lot of pressure from the campaign ahead of that. And I would say from sort of our standpoint, it was a reasonably successful court meeting. We had a small win in that the university was forced to abandon its sort of default option, I believe was what they called it. Was that? Yeah. Was that? Yeah. Default option of basically cutting all language degrees. They did, however, then proceed to reject all single honours applicants for the 24-25 UCAS cycle. So there'll be no single honours language degrees, at least for this year. Officially they're paused, but of course, if you have a whole cohort missing, I'm not sure we'll get that back. So since then, obviously there's been quite a lot happened. So we went into Christmas with sort of a small win. Came out of Christmas to more cuts, and I think probably Josh has been keeping up to date with that a bit more as well.
It's been quite chaotic just coming off a break. Essentially beginning in kind of the first week or two back from break, it was announced that there'd be further cuts to a lot of different departments across the university. No plans for compulsory redundancies, but essentially saying you need to cut this amount of staff budget from your kind of overall budget, and that could result in people taking voluntary severance, people taking early retirement, and I guess as a very last case scenario, having to turn to redundancies, which has not been anything that's been forecasted right now, but still something that's in the back of everyone's mind. So just to kind of recap some of those, geosciences have been told they need to take 30% of their budget and take that away. That's about 20 positions. And in addition to that, they're actually planning to be merged with the School of Biological Sciences. They were told today at a meeting. There's still more details about that need to be confirmed. But essentially,
it's been sort of kicking around for a few weeks. Yeah, the rumors about this is starting to more and more stuff is starting to come out about. Oh,
and here we are
joined by Andrew.
Andrew Cardno is here in the room.
What's up, bitches?
Late but never late. For real, I think his microphone's on. Do we need to turn that up?
Nope. Like technical difficulties here. I think we've got Andrew now.
We're going to cut this, but I think we should just keep it.
Everyone shush.
All the way from his dissertation meeting where they said, well done.
Well done, it's ass.
Nice. Okay.
There's no formed concrete stuff yet, so it's just a thing up in the air. But I've been running around all day, so I'm finally here.
That's good. The breathless Andrew, let him sit for a second.
No, I'm good. We can go. What are we talking about?
Save his lungs. We're just talking about how messed up the university is right now with all the
that's pretty much same old.
Yeah. So essentially, like we were saying, LLMVC and DHPA, which is essentially a lot of acronyms already. Essentially, on one hand, you have like your languages and your literature, visual culture, and music. Kind of your more, I don't know how to explain it, but on the other side, you have like history and divinity and philosophy and things. So similar, but not super similar. And now the plan is to combine those two into one massive humanities school.
Two schools that already cover very many subjects.
Sure.
Student-wise, they aren't massive. I think the HPA was one of the smallest ones.
They're about 700-800.
Yeah, but still, and it's quite
covers quite a bit.
Yeah.
So that's been, they're in early discussions now, saying essentially we're going to combine these two and put them all together, which essentially, I mean, that's like all the non-science related topics.
Yeah. Well, pretty much. Social science. Social science.
Exactly,
that has science in the name, but
most of the humanities sort of things.
It does look like this is going to be something that's going to keep happening. I think this was just before Christmas, the Scottish budget released, and they cut several several million from the university budget, from the further education budget as well. So I think a lot of universities are going to start feeling the squeeze here. So it's worrying stuff.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I think it's easy to look at the situation, see the mismanagement, which has definitely been a part of it. Certainly, with,
absolutely. Yeah.
Different ways of recruiting recruiting international students. But the truth is, there is a lot of really issues in the sector about funding that have been brought out to the fore, and I think like you're saying, Miles, it's just going to keep happening unless there's some sort of increase in funding or some other solution that is found.
I mean, we saw day before yesterday, I think I mentioned this to you, Josh. I saw at the University of Kent, which obviously is not in Scotland, but at the University of Kent, they're cutting several, really substantial cuts, modern languages as well, obviously as well, philosophy, journalism, all sorts of things, really severe cuts coming across. Not to exonerate, of course, management, which I think we've been hit harder here than a lot of other institutions, chiefly because of our focus on international students in our strategy.
I mean, we were on the forefront of kind of, dropping it off. Leading this charge. So I feel like a lot of people are kind of saying, oh, they're not being held accountable. Surely we can just do the exact same.
Aberdeen leading by example.
What a bad example we're setting. Which I didn't realise. Somebody, I think Finn.
Finn,
Did
LLMVC convener doing excellent work.
Shout out to Finn.
Yeah, doing excellent work. They came in... told us, I was like, oh yeah, it will look bad on us. It'll look bad on you having a degree from this university that decided to do all this awful, unspeakable things.
Yeah, so I mean, the current situation is cuts all over the place, millions of pounds, 1.7 in geosciences, I think 1.25 in LLMVC,
510 in social science.
That's correct. No, I haven't heard anything about some of the other departments, but I imagine if we don't, we will at some point, or maybe they've not been affected. But I also heard professional services could have quite a few substantial cuts, maybe up to 7 figures. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, quite a lot of things going on that aren't super great. Anything else? I guess we could preview a few of the events that are happening this weekend. So Miles, maybe tell us about the event that's happening on Saturday.
Okay, right. So this was meant to be kept on the down low, but it was leaked by someone. We don't know precisely who. People have their suspicions. But anyway, so there is a Founders Day event which will be going ahead on Saturday morning, which is sort of a thing the university does every year. There'll be sort of a procession outside or in King's Quad. And basically the plan that the Languages Campaign Working Group has come up with there is to sort of, line the sides of that procession respectfully, of course, because it is a religious event. At I believe 10:30 is when things will be kicking off to sort of protest the cuts and so on, as quite a few external people come in. So I think that would be a good opportunity. So I think things are starting at the Union at 9:30, if I'm correct, on Saturday. So do come along to that if you do want to show your support, bring signs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
respectful signs. I've been advised I can't say what to put on your signs.
Yes,
but,
that's true. Respectful signs.
Nothing that I would say.
Don't take any inspiration from
Andrew. Would probably be the consensus. Don't listen to me.
But in any case,
I have heard this is somewhat. I mean, you're in this group chat as well. I think somewhat university. I'm not going to say university approved, but the university, after finding out, you do have to, I suppose, give that to them. Didn't sort of try to security block us away from it.
I mean, you'll see on the day, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I'm sure
there'll be folk there.
But yes, this is not sort of nobody's going to get tackled by security. Is my main point. Yeah. I'm anticipating.
Unless
who knows?
You try hard enough.
Unless, yes.
Well, we're not going to do that. In any case, maybe Andrew could tie himself to the bulldozers.
I don't know if I'm working or not yet. If I'm not, I'll try to be there. But
honestly,
if I am,
I have a baseball game, but I'm not feeling great, so maybe I'll just.
We've also got Josh. You want to talk about the 9th?
So we're doing a kind of open forum session that's being organized by a bunch of folk. We're kind of involved with it, and as well as some other people. Just kind of having the opportunity for students and staff to get together and discuss what's happened, and maybe some strategies on how to kind of put pressure up and hopefully convince management not to take these drastic cuts. So we've fired and done a lot of advertising across the university throughout the week, and it does seem like there'll be a decent number of folk from a lot of different areas, which is what we want to see. And that's going to kind of just be an open assembly, I guess it's called, which sounds very formal. Wasn't my idea. We can credit that to Tom, who was just on the radio earlier. Maybe we'll see where's his recording going out? Do you know where Tom's being featured? Maybe put him on the podcast feed as a special episode. But in any case, he's doing really good work with that. And so we're doing a wee bit of kind of just dialogue and things, and should be interesting.
And obviously more to come later on in the month as well. So
definitely
more stay up to date with that. I'm sure it'll be publicised in the Gaudie.
Yes,
on the podcast.
We will.
How's the social media
with our great new design. Organised by Miles himself.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
The new design, Andrew?
I did see the new design.
I liked it. It was good.
It was really good.
Cracking, honestly.
No, I appreciate
and
that.
And even like the little illustrations as well. Like we had like I didn't even realize this, but like almost all the illustrations on the front page were like hand drawn.
Yeah. Like, we have an excellent illustrator that we've had from this year, Noemi. Who's been really doing fantastic work. Just with all the illustrated banners, you will have seen them. And yeah, we've been talking about for a couple of months about sort of getting so we've been printing the wrong. These are details. I'll shut up about this very, very quickly. But we've been printing sort of the wrong size for the paper we're on. So we've been talking about fixing that, and we thought while we're at it, we can sort of make the layout a bit more consistent, a bit more professional. And I'm glad that we've managed to do that. So massive shout out to everyone in production who helped us out with that. And yeah. Well,
that looks really good. I think we're contender for best design, if I do say so myself.
Contender for best design, and then we'll see how we're going. Spa's coming up, and did you already go over what happened?
We haven't. Yet. Breaking news, well, not breaking news. Everyone knows about it by now, probably, if you're listening to this.
It's been on every social imaginable. So.
But we're doing good stuff here at the Gaudie. We won 3 out of the 6 awards that are possible.
Not bad, that's half.
We've stormed Scotland.
In all of Scotland. So I think we are just taking over. But yeah, in any case, we'll walk through what we had. So we had best publication, which I'm extremely proud of.
That's solid.
Considering we didn't even submit last year because we were so disorganized. To go for best
You're talking to the wrong society. You want to talk about disorganized.
It's just a sly look at you in there, I guess. But no, to be completely honest, I think it was absolutely lovely to see that.
No, it was great. It was definitely, especially when we're like talking about earlier in the year that student publications don't really get recognized as much as they should, and for us to get such a big, it really boosted morale. I think the whole team's kind of going into everything. Like we're looking at redesigning the website. We've seen a bit of praise, and we're like, okay, all in, let's go.
No, I think it's been great, and it really does speak to everyone working really.
And
hard.
we're going to Spa.
That's true.
Are you going to Spa, Miles?
I'm going to Spa.
Oh, so it's going
to the podcast.
You and you come to Spa.
We could do a live podcast from the conference.
So the Student Publication Association National Conference, aptly acronymized. Is that a word?
Yeah.
SPANK. Yeah. I'm not sure who came up with that.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, we'll be there.
We're going to spank the competition. So.
We'll see. That wine might be out of date by the time we do. Actually,
yes.
But we should definitely do an episode from there. Getting Rowdy with the Gaudie on tour or something like that.
Yeah. Do we get a bus?
Yeah, right. Get a tour bus. But no, we are really excited about that, and it'll be I think a group of like five or six of us, which is great. And going down to Spa, we have obviously lots to prove. I think personally, coming off of again, we went there last year, didn't win anything,
and we're already doing well so far. So we may as well just kind of push it to its extremes, see how far we can actually get.
I'm quite keen on that. So.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it'll be good.
Yeah. Anything else, lads, that we've missed?
Other news? What else is happening?
News, there's a lot happening.
Cricketers.
I'm trying to think campus.
Campus is quiet, aside from the building tension of the riots.
Yeah, well, I guess the important thing is I think it's either today or tomorrow they're going to announce the results of the ballot for the UCU.
Oh, true.
Oh, God.
The ballot, that's today or not.
I think the ballot closes tomorrow. I don't know if they announce immediately on...
Yes, so it'll be probably either the end of this week.
Yeah, so they need to meet the 50% threshold for that, that to pass. So we'll see whether that happens probably very, very soon. But yeah, if they do manage to pass that, then... have to brace for more strike action.
Be prepared, students, especially those of us doing dissertations. I hope you picked non-UCU supervisors.
Well, I think it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I do definitely think we'll see lots of strikes. I mean, last year we had, what was it, about 15 to 20 strike days in the spring? Remember?
Yeah, it was too much.
It was quite a lot. Now, I don't know if there'll be more or less now that it's just local, because like when we had the strikes in September, that was also local, but then that was not easily resolved, but it kind of was. They kind of came to a quick kind of resolution. This is something where I really am unsure how resolution will be found easily.
That's the thing. They've put themselves in this hole that's allowed for further strike action to commence, and I think it really is going to take a lot more student action to maybe settle it, but I doubt even with as much pressure as students can put on, it's not going to be enough. But there's going to be a lot of people struggling, I think, in this fourth year, term, getting their dissertations done.
Actually, never mind.
But in any case, lots to talk about, and I think we're all kind of really keen to see what happens next.
Still kind of quiet on campus.
Yeah, it is.
We postponed last week's episode because there wasn't really enough happening.
Well, we also tried to turn it on for an hour, if you don't recall.
I don't recall. No, I've had a week from.
You remember this?
Do I? Oh yeah, that one. No,
wasn't that last week?
No,
last week. No,
that 2 weeks ago.
Was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago because we didn't do one last week.
Bloody hell!
We were
in any case,
true. But didn't we postpone because there was too much stuff happening?
Oh, that's what happened. Well, we said we should wait
before
till
we
now.
start talking.
Yeah, so we tried 2 weeks ago to record. It took an hour. It didn't work.
Yeah.
The week after that, we said, there's too much on one issue going on. We should wait till the next week.
Yeah. And now we're still there, and it's not really settled.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's been sort of swallowing the campus news agenda, hasn't it?
I know. I was looking at our front pages for the last 2 editions, and they're almost the same.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's just absolute chaos.
It's just because they keep doing the same thing.
I know. Well, exactly.
We're living in a definition of insanity currently over here at Aberdeen University. So.
Well, this was positive. Don't forget the awards. That's the positive.
Yeah, the awards are good.
Should have ended there.
Just be like, we won, we did good, and
we won, we did good, and there's hopefully going to be
shout
more
out to Isabel, outstanding commitment.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Best journalist, Josh. You didn't toot your own horn yet.
Thank you. Yeah, best journalist in Scotland, student journalist, obviously, and
next year we'll have the
that'll be next on the list. But in any case, I think it was exciting and good news for us Sunday when we found out. So any final thoughts from you guys?
The world is depressing. What?
The world overall is depressing.
Really positive.
Positive.
So
way to finish.
I guess sorry for the break. I'm glad to be back.
How was Japan?
Japan was great.
Yeah.
I love Japan. I'm dying to go back. And I've actually been emailing a bunch of people trying to get I've got the dissertation I'm doing is in Japanese horror cinema, so just trying to get that off the ground currently.
Quite cool.
Emailed Professor Hirata over at Tufts University in Massachusetts.
That's tough.
So he got back to me and CC'd the horror professor over there as well, just to try to get me some more Japanese authors' texts on national trauma in the Japanese horror cinema. But we're making moves. We're trying to get sorted. Let's just hope there's no strikes.
Yeah. When are our dissertations all due?
30th of April.
Oh, you've got quite a while.
Got a while.
26th of April.
Oh wow, 29th of March.
Hey.
Oh, what the?
You're going to be chilling here. I'm going to...
Jeez.
Absolute panic, but yeah.
That's rough. Okay.
That's tough, man.
Well, the politics lot were due this Monday.
What?
Yeah.
5th of February.
But
Crazy.
Presumably they started last term?
Yeah, but so did I.
Oh, I started this term.
Yeah, I started this term too.
When did you start last term?
Well, I didn't do anything last term, but in theory, I started this term.
No, I just essentially had 3 months. So.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah, I'll be chilling. I'm doing a video essay.
My goal is to have at least the first draft written by the time break is, and then.
I'm gonna hopefully be way ahead by then. So. I just need to sort out what films I'm actually doing because there's so much within Japanese cinema that you could attribute to national trauma.
Well, let's not
get
too much.
Too deep into it because I think Miles has got to go. You've got to go.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
the
all
only one kind of sticking around.
But it was good to have this sorted out. We'll have it edited and put up tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see what news comes by at a more appropriate time next week.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll have the big, procession thing to cover, I'm sure.
Oh, true. Right.
Yeah.
We'll see how
in
that
any
goes.
case.
So turn up, do what you can. That's kind of all we've got just now. It's just everyone doing what they can.
Sounds good.
So, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks.
And we'll see you next week.
And you just got rowdy.
With the Gaudie.
Sorry I was late.